This is a new group, but we've known each other for years and probably done a few gigs together in various capacities over time. But we had a show last year in Brisbane together as part of a music series, and I certainly felt that we had a really great chemistry together as a trio in that show. And I think we walked away feeling that we should record something together and we should write some new material as a trio, as a new band. In putting together the music for this new project together, we decided that what we would do is research a whole bunch of material from World War I, and that would be journals and letters and correspondence from people at that time, which was a pretty intense process for us. We spent a little bit of time at archives researching a whole range of letters and things, and from that we tried to draw a variety of themes that we would then create music around. And I think that it really helped us create some music that had a rich and kind of deep emotional kind of theme running through the entire album.
This has been a really interesting project for us because it's the first time, at least for me, probably for you guys too, where I've co-written anything.
Yeah.
From the beginning. So we had a few sketches we might bring in and say, I got this great A section, or something could work, has this theme, how do we explore that?
So for the lyrical content for these songs, we came up with a list of themes that we wanted to, or felt we needed to look at, both before and after we went to the archives and researched.
Silent, deafening, ringing in my...
To record the album, I think we took maybe a different approach to what is usually taken. It's certainly different to some of the processes I've had in recording. We recorded the songs without having played them ever at a gig. So it was,
really fresh.
It was like completely brand new. So the recording was the first time we played them, but it was a really immersive kind of environment. So and I think the whole thing was done in quite a short space of time. So I certainly felt like that we were really in a very focused space when we recorded them, and then straight after that we had a performance in the same venue.
I know you can't bring her back. I know you can't stop the war. I'm just asking for the same as those who have a son. I'm just asking for some help as I try to muddle through.
We brought in Mark Smith to record the music, which was a great choice. Obviously, he's pretty amazing at getting a nice sound. And we had a really beautiful piano and a great space. And also we brought in John Parker, who's a good friend of ours, to play some percussion on 3 tracks, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Which I think added a lot to the vibe.
The recording process for this was really enjoyable. At least I had a good time.
I had a good time.
You guys did too.
It felt fairly relaxed.
It was so relaxed, which meant that we could take our time because the music came out so easily. We didn't have to take 8 or 9 different versions till we felt that we landed on something nice. We came pretty quickly, and that was really enjoyable. It was so relaxed. So
I think that that relaxed kind of vibe is present in the music too. Like it seems, when I listen to it, it sounds very grounded and controlled, and you can hear. I think you can hear that in the music.
I think so. There's still that, even though it's relaxed and has a nice space, there's still a lot of intensity and charge to it, which I think is great.
That you will return, and we leave this cruel waiting game.
This process was really intense. I guess because we had sort of an opportunity to record with this piano in this specific place. So we had to write the music in a certain time. So I found that quite intense, but it was really lovely working with Sean and Raf because they're calm and thoughtful people. And I don't know, I felt when I would be getting stressed, like you guys would be like, yeah, it's cool, it'll be fine. And you're like, you know, like I've got a little bit and yeah, he'll have a bit, don't worry. Plus, I really like what they write. It's completely different to stuff that I come up with. So that was really inspiring, especially in the collaborative stuff. You know, like you might have like 8 bars and then Raf had like a piece, you know, that was only 5 bars or something. And then, you know, watching that take shape was really inspiring for me. And maybe that changed the way I wrote. I don't know, hopefully it made it better. But it was really inspiring. So that's, yeah, it was really cool.
The collaborative, like the real collaboration between the three of us, I thought was great because it did enable us to bounce ideas off each other and kind of actually write and then hand it over and go, well, this is what I've got, and see what you can add to it. And we all had these different ideas and different ways of writing, but they seemed to work together really naturally. And you know, I love what both Kristen and Raphael write, and I think it's a really good match for what I write, and I think we all kind of had that to a certain extent.
Yeah, I think that also came through in the playing because everyone has their own personality, obviously, and then when we play, it's quite fun because it is such a small group, you can really alternate roles. So sometimes we have piano having that function, and we might have more of an accompanying role, and we can play it with more registers, and it's been really, really fun trying to be resourceful on how we can approach the material and keep it interesting, because it's hard when you only have 3 people to not make everything sound the same, both structurally and
and I think I was trying to describe it to someone actually, and they said that it sounded a little bit like jazz, but it also sounded a little bit like classical, and then it had some folk kind of ideas in there as well. So maybe it is this, you know, kind of meeting of sounds between these different genres, which I find really interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, I think it's also because I know that we all listen to a lot of music outside of the mainstream jazz catalogue, and this is quite a nice unit because you don't have to have the same conventions there's not a bass and drummer doing their thing, so we can just add whatever we hear or feel musically, regardless of you know, it's not going to sound as jazzy, which is good.
I like jazz.
It's a great way to end.
Just trying to engage when you told me I could not accept this fate for you. I wrestled long, then I wrote and asked you'd be spared from the front line. I'm holding on to the picture